Hello, my name's Nikki Jones and I'm here today to share some of my journey with you, with the hope that it inspires some people on their journey. I'm 49, I live in Cambridgeshire and I've had kind of a weird, strange life. I was brought up in a very toxic family. Both parents been married before, so siblings came along, and then me and a brother came along as well. And then there was always fights in the family with who can tell who off and stuff like that. And then witnessing my father pulling off a belt to intimidate my brother, and you know, if things didn't fit, then he would smash it up. And I just thought that all families were like that, and not until I was older myself and brought up my own daughters. I've got 3 daughters that are in their 20s. But anyway, after my marriage broke down with my ex-husband, father of my children, I got into several relationships, and one after another, I'm afraid, and each one brought me more and more abuse and more it just opened my eyes to I had a lot of lessons to learn, and in fact it took me to a women's refuge, and I lived in a women's refuge safe house for women for about 5.5 months. And at that point I completely isolated myself. I was put on so many different medications, 2 different antidepressants. I didn't know my arse from my elbow. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just completely shut myself away and watched no end of YouTube videos. I found myself writing stuff out. I learned that I was very creative, which had obviously hidden away for a long time, and my creative side started to really come out, and I started to change my appearance. I started to have, I suppose because I was in a different town, I could be who I wanted to be, and I could wear heels and not get looked at like, oh, you know. So that's a bit about me. And I believe that I started having a spiritual awakening when I was in the refuge. I'd been following Infinite Waters for up until probably about 5 years prior, right from the beginning when he had a shaky voice. And he really inspired me, and I wanted to make a YouTube thing when I was in the refuge, but I wasn't strong enough then. About 6 months ago in January, it's June now, in January I met on the internet a man who became my support, and he completely changed my life. He opened my eyes up to and made me aware to the things the patterns that were going on in my life, and the cycles of how it just kept repeating itself, and how I became a victim. And you know, this is what I needed, someone to get me out of it. And he first off told me, you know, to write out what what was holding me back from doing what it is that I'm thinking of doing. And the next thing I knew, I was going off to the local Tesco's and having myself a cup of coffee and writing my story in 2 pages with it being inspiring, which was quite difficult. And I witnessed a sign which said, "It's your time to shine." So I did this. I looked at this and thought, oh, this is a message, because Samir would tell me that that it's your time to shine. And there was a sign about mothers, and my daughters had stepped away from me and wasn't part of my life while I was in the refuge. When I come out of the refuge, I fell into one more relationship which completely put me off for life. And he was, I don't know, he was just a very angry man, I think. But I realised that I was in it, and as soon as I really did realise I was in it, I jumped straight out. And I've been on my own single, and I feel more complete now being single than I've ever felt being in any relationship that I've been in. So that's me today, and today I speak with strength, and I don't live in fear like I used to, you know, and it doesn't hold me back anymore. It's like false evidence appearing real. It's not, it's just it's just your imagination, you know, that holds you back. So that's it for now. Thank you for listening.